Cheers.
We have a lemon drop. And I'm here with Lynn. How are you, my love?
Hi, I'm
Hi.
good. I'm really good.
Yeah, we've been sipping on this lemon drop because we remade it because it was too full. So, we've been sipping. How have you been, my love?
I have been good.
Good.
Truly, I feel like I can finally say I have been good. So
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always a journey, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Mental health is a work in progress always.
Yes.
Yes. So what's been new with you?
Nothing much. I mean, earlier we were joking about how, once you're all and settled, there's not a whole lot of fun stuff.
Right.
Like,
We don't have too many announcements.
I don't think I have. Yeah, there's not much.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I do this and then I talk to people and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's my life.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you agreed. I thought maybe you were going to be too busy and I was like, oh, she's not going to have time to hang out with me and do this podcast, but
no, I love to have.
Yes.
I love to support you. So yeah, I am.
Thank you.
I always make time.
So we've been friends for what? How many years? Long time.
Oh my. It's funny because I feel like I always count before COVID and after COVID.
Yes, it's like
So-
BC AD.
So like I know, right? So like maybe 3 years before COVID.
So like 2017. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a little before.
It's so crazy. Like if you maybe a little before, but
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's like
Yeah, it's been a long time.
2017. That sounds like a long time.
It's 8 years.
I mean, it is a long time, but it just
Yeah.
sounds like way too long.
I feel like we're not old enough to be friends for 8 years.
Yes, exactly. Okay, exactly.
Like I'm
You
still
nailed it.
23. What are you talking
I'm
about?
still 27.
Oh, I made myself younger. Perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Perfect. Yay. Yes, because I am the baby of the group.
I was gonna say no, you're not. We celebrate your birthday first.
I know.
It's
but-
okay, you can be 24 again. It's
Thanks.
okay. I
Yes.
tell everybody, whatever age you want, yeah, you can be that again. So yeah, next year I'm gonna be 27 again.
You know what really bugs me? So my boyfriend, he keeps saying that he's 33. You're not, by the way. Just want to let you know.
Okay, wait, hold on. The thing though is like when you choose an age, you also have to look and go by it.
Oh no, he's about to have issue with
I was
me.
gonna say
Like,
he's gonna hate me
how
after
dare
this
you.
one.
No, he says he's 33, and at first,
Well, 33 for like the 5th time.
for the 5th, what are you talking about? We're like fucking 20 plus years later.
Yeah.
No, but I'm like, dude, the closer I get to 33, the closer I am to punching you. When you say you're 33,
Right.
you can't say you're 33 because
Then you're gonna be 33.
then, yeah, what, I'm gonna be older than you
Right.
over
right,
my
yeah.
dead body.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
it might be over his dead body if he keeps saying
Yeah,
it.
at these.
I
Right.
swear, he's bugging the crap out of me with it.
Yes.
You're not 33. Just want to let you know.
More like 37. Should we give him 37?
I don't know when to give him that kind of grace because he's just been bugging
Grace?
me with it.
That's
Grace.
funny.
He's been saying 33. We've been together for what? Almost 7 years. And
Just 7 years.
yeah. Back then, like when I was, 25, I was like, oh, that's funny. And now I'm
Right.
about to be 32 and I'm
That's
like,
so
it's not
crazy.
funny anymore. Yeah. 7
Like
years.
you and I have been friends for 8 years and you've been together with him for 7.
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like you guys, or like I knew you guys longer than that.
I know,
until
that's
you
why
got
I was all like,
together.
Like, I
That's
was
why I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, I feel like the timing's off. But yeah, because I remember when we started, like, hooking up. That
I was gonna say, were you guys hooking up like way before the announcement? I know I was the last
Yeah.
one probably to be.
Yeah, well, no,
announced,
you
so.
weren't like the last one. I was like, kind of like, I don't know, we were just trying to keep it a secret because
Mhm.
we were trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, when people started finding out, I was like, kind of denying it, being like, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's so funny because if you didn't tell me, like, I feel like I've never would have known.
Yeah, because you,
And not
but
so
you're
much,
also not
I'm
like
oblivious. I mean, obviously I was oblivious, but
but you're not a nosy Nelly.
I was gonna say it's like I obviously care for you
Right.
and like your friendship, but like I'm not like all up on like.
You're not like
people's
prying
business.
into people's business.
Like
unlike
honestly,
me.
No, I swear I remember right now like the day you told me because you know what, I think it's the same day about my gremlin story. I think.
Oh, was it? Oh, wait. It is because we went back to my house because I was going to Vegas that day and we were like out partying like super late. And I was like, dude, I got to go to Vegas in like 2 hours
I
with
don't
him.
remember that part, but I
Yeah.
do remember. Maybe we'll still figure. So I'm gonna spoil my grandma's story.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I think I remember now. You told me that
Yeah.
day, and I was like, too much is happening. Like, what is this? Like, it's not a good time to be breaking this kind of news.
Yeah, but it was like, yeah, because our anniversary is June 21st, 22nd? I don't know. I always forget the date. I'm sorry. It's one of those days.
After 8 years? Girl.
Yeah, but it's one of those days. 21st or 22nd. But yeah, and then that happened in like December. The Vegas, when we went to Vegas, it was like December.
Okay, I don't remember a month. I just...
Yeah, it was December. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
December, I remember. I'm like a poet.
December.
I'm a poet that don't even know it.
But yeah, that was...
yeah, so yeah, I guess you were the last to know.
Why did that? You know what? Let's get into it. I don't think this is why she brought me in here, but now we're like,
let's get
like beefing. I'm gonna start like bringing up things from the past. Why did you tell me last?
I didn't mean to tell you last. I thought you knew. Actually, hold on. I did kind of tell you at one point, and then it was like in passing conversation. I can't say how I told you on here because then I'm like blowing up our spot.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I had told you, and you were like, "Oh, okay," and then that was it. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Here,
I was like, wow, I was like really oblivious.
I'm gonna cut it here.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Officially, you didn't tell me that. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So now, so we're back from a break. I told her what happened, and then she was like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
So I guess I wasn't the last.
No, she just didn't care enough to retain the information.
I'm sorry, I have brain trauma. I could only focus on one thing at a time, and that was just like, woo.
You're like, I don't
not
care.
Important right now.
What else is happening? Okay, great.
Yeah,
awesome.
Not important enough.
So yeah, so technically you weren't the last to know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who would be the last to know.
Clear that up.
Yeah, I love you. I would, of course, would tell you. I told you in a panic, but I told you.
I do remember that I didn't want to know though.
Yeah,
because I remember you're like, I have to tell you something, and I don't know why I feel like, am I gonna get in trouble for knowing whatever it's about to come out of, like whatever it's about to be like told to me?
Right.
And I was like, no, don't tell me, because I guess I like panic, and I'm like, no, I'd rather, like, seriously, I'd rather not know.
You'd rather be in the dark than know a secret? See, I'm the opposite. I want to know everybody's business at all times.
I feel like I take it too serious. Like, for example, if it comes to like, I guess jail stuff or whatever, like, you know, like.
Did you think I was gonna tell you I committed a crime?
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's that serious where, like, let's say, like, my husband or my boyfriend's like a criminal, and I'm like, I almost rather not know, because what if they do like a poly test, and then like, how can I lie?
So you could never be like a mob wife.
I mean,
a girl, you better get with it. You
No,
and your
no,
fur coats better fucking.
I know, right?
Come
Well,
with.
it depends. I feel like it's different because when you're married, and I'm talking about like the prison stuff. Like, if you're married, you technically, like, they can, then you can know stuff. But I guess,
yeah, like,
we have to be
spousal
married. Otherwise, I don't want to know.
You're like, bitch, put a ring on it.
Yeah, because then, you know, you can't be against your husband.
This is all alleged, by the way. Allegedly.
No, it's a thing.
No, I'm saying.
No. The person thing. I'm just saying, like, I take it so serious that I was like, these times, like, I don't want to know, because then I'm gonna get in trouble for knowing. So fuck that. I don't want to be in trouble. You can do
You're
whatever.
like, go down by yourself. Bitch.
Yeah, you can do whatever. But anyways, and then you told me, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Did you think I was gonna tell you I was part of like a crime ring?
No. But for whatever reason, I thought it was like so serious that I just like should not know.
Oh my god! And it turns out you had known the information all along. You just didn't keep it.
Yeah, basically.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're clearing this up.
We cleared it up.
Ooh,
Here,
yeah,
cheers for that.
Yeah, cheers for that. It was weighing our friendship for all these years.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Okay. Back to business.
All right. So you have your kitties. How are your baby kitties?
My babies are fine. They're so cute. You know, Milo just turned 3 like a few weeks ago.
Aww.
And I'm like, you're 3 years old, so if you're 3 years old, Mila's like 5 or 6.
Is he a Sphinx cat? Because I've seen like his video. He's got like little tufts of hair.
Yeah. So Milo has a peach fuzz.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not like a puzz. It's really like he's got hair.
Yeah, he's like, that's why I was like, is he like a mix maybe?
No, I guess, I don't know
he
what
just
happened
has
to
like
that one.
his little,
It just-
he's special.
he came out a little more hairy than it should be. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Honestly, I'm still trying to get my money back on that one. No, because here's what's crazier. So Mila is the auntie of Milo. So Mila's sister had babies, and one of the babies is Milo.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're related.
So it's kind of crazy because when I got it, I was like, oh, it's like, this is your mommy, like, because it's like an older woman, she's a female. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, oh, but technically you're the auntie, but like she's like your baby, and then like it's like brother, mommy, auntie, everything.
Did she treat him like her baby when he first came, or was she just like?
Oh no, she was a total bee about it.
She hated him.
She kind of still does. Well, he's a boy. He terrorizes her.
Yeah.
So there's times that they cuddle and they're very cutesy together, but there are times that like Mila just cannot stand him.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know.
She wants her peace
in general.
Just bugging her.
Yeah, she likes her space, and sometimes, if he is like too close, like literally if he just like walks by, she'll go like, and it's like, dude, he's not even okay. I get it.
Walk.
She's traumatized, because he abuses her. But like right now, he's not doing anything to you, so relax. You know? But yeah, if she's like cuddling me, and then he'll come and like maybe get near, she's grumpy, and sometimes she runs away. So
she's just a grumpy lady.
I mean. Yeah, Mila. For a while I did feel bad because I've had Mila, and I thought she really needed company, which is why I got him.
A companion.
Yeah, but then I'm like, sometimes I feel bad. I'm like, maybe I should have gotten him, because I guess it was maybe like 3 years that her and I were together, just me and her.
I think even if she doesn't like him all the time,
no, I think she does enjoy. Good. It's better.
Yeah.
To have,
because I mean, like, you're not home all the time. So.
Well, I'm home more now, but obviously I still travel and stuff. Yeah. So it does make it easier, I think. And then even just like right now, like I'm out, even just doing this, like, I don't feel bad for leaving her home alone so long. But then again, the times where like he's just going crazy, like he goes like full wrestling attack. Like jump arms.
So he's still in like kitten mode almost.
Basically, I guess. I don't listen. Sometimes I really have to like spray him with the water. Like I have to spray him, and I scream at him. And sometimes I do lock him out in the room. So like it's literally like toddlers. Like I'm screaming like, "Hey guys!" Stop, And so sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, he's like disturbing her peace, He's just
got energy, I don't know. I feel like, because I mean, my cats, they're older. Mickey, the black cat, he's older than Missy, the white one. And he's the terror. He's the one that will bully the younger one. And he's like 10 Missy's 10. So he's got to be like 11, 12. And he still has his moments where he is like hunting him, but not in like a mean way. He's just like, he's just trying to mess with him.
It's like,
but he is being a bully because it's not reciprocated. He's like Missy's in the corner, like afraid.
Yeah, so like Milo the way he likes to play is like full wrestle attack, and then Mila, she likes to chase more, like chasing around, like running.
Yeah.
So like they just don't. The personalities kind of don't match.
Yeah.
So I feel bad sometimes, but now it's been 3 years, so just what it is.
Yeah, you can't get rid of them now. Now it's
I just feel like for a while, like it was just me. It was just the girls, just me and my female cat. And then all of a sudden, like my boyfriend came along, so there's like
she's like a man.
Yeah, it's, like more again, we have like this like thing where it's just the girls, and then all of a sudden, my boyfriend's in the picture, and then the guys start coming in, and it just kind of like
She's like, what is happening to my life?
Yeah,
what
exactly.
Is this?
I really do feel that way though.
But then you gotta figure if you had like you first had like a daughter, and then like you have another baby, and it's a boy,
it's just what happens, but I do feel bad.
It's okay.
I do feel bad a little bit.
I'm sure they're cuddling right now.
Recently, it's crazy because they kind of switch, but recently they have been sleeping, I have no new beds, because, Mila has so many beds and so many things, like enough, that I didn't buy bigger new beds. So now where should be one cat, there's 2 cats in there, so they barely fit. But yeah, they're cuddling in there.
Oh, that's cute though.
It's cute, but then there's a lot of growling before the cuteness, because again, if Mila's in there, then Milo starts coming in and she's like not happy about it. But
Yeah.
then she'll like lick it. They're crazy. They're too much.
They gotta settle before they get comfies.
Exactly.
So like when you do travel, what do you do like with them? Do you have like a cat sitter? Do you take them to like a kennel? Like what do you do?
So at first with Mila, if it was like a short trip, like a weekend to like San Diego, Palm Springs or whatever, then I will take her. She'll come in the car with us, and I'll bring all of her stuff. And then if it's like a longer trip, then I will leave her at this cat center, like boarding basically. And then Milo came around, and obviously the trips were just like it's impossible
to take two.
Yeah, exactly. I just say kids, but I mean they're my kids. And so now they're definitely I will leave them at the boarding center. School. Yeah, basically.
Boarding school.
But now, I know, right? But now, actually, recently I found these I get sitters, so they come to my place now. Because, I like the cat center. They treat them well and they love them, and they have cat walks, and it's like a play date. Honestly, when I pick them up from there, it's like little kids, they don't want to leave the park, basically. But now I have the sitter come just because it's easier. Because let's say, if I have to catch a flight, then I have to pack all their stuff, their feet or the water, whatever. And then I have to take him there, come back, get my stuff. It's a lot, Then coming back too, let's say if I come back late night, then obviously I have to wait till the next morning.
Yeah, you gotta wake up early to pick them up.
And also that sometimes when I ride home and it really feels like it's empty, nobody's home. So now with the sitter, I kind of like it better because I feel like they have more space. They don't have a cat walk at the center, but they're not in it's basically a cage, right? It's a big condo. They call them condos, and they're very roomy or whatever. But they're not out and about all day. They spend, even though they're really good to me, they will leave them out. Depending if there's not a lot of cats in that one room, for example, they will leave them out all day outside the kennel. But if there's cats, then they only go out for an hour, and so I feel like they have constricted space.
Right.
So if they're at the house, then
they get free roam of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, and again, just because it's easier, I'm doing that now. I have a lady that comes. And
so where have you been traveling to lately?
Well, I travel back and forth from the Bay, San Jose, and LA, because my partner lives in San Jose. So we go back and forth, if I'm not up there, he's down here. And, sometimes just travel, just places where we go. If we go on vacation,
Right.
But mostly just back and forth the Bay. Nice. And depending if we're doing car stuff, a lot of stuff happens. I mean all over basically.
Right. That was gonna segue into my next topic was the car, you were very much into the car world, car modeling, the car industry. So I kinda want to talk about
the good old days.
Yeah. So what got you started in that and all that? Yeah. Take it away.
Okay. Well, my passion for cars, it's so crazy because I always hear, when you meet girls that are in the industry, either just car lovers or models or whatever, well, especially a girl that's really into cars, the fixing them and the modding them and the maintenance or whatever, is usually because they have either their father or their older brother, someone got them into that world. And for me, I didn't have that. Yeah. So I always felt I remember when I was little, and let's say if I heard a car, an exhaust whatever, and if I liked it, I would be oh, what's that? And so I just remember I've always just kind of liked cars. And then obviously once I got my first car, and that's kind of when I started really getting into it. I don't even know how I found these car club for that car that I had before, my first car. And I guess they had car meets, and it's a car meets are it just in a random parking lot, a Home Depot at night. And I remember I was so confident in my younger years. I just went by myself, I'm I was single and nobody, I just, and I didn't know anybody. I just showed up to the meet. And just started making friends. And one thing led to another somehow. I remember the person who got me into the car shows as a model, but I don't quite remember like how that even happened. Like, how did I even meet this person? I guess I should give them a shout out. You know, yeah, he knows I love him. Like, he's part of my journey. He owns Long Beach Auto Tech. Yeah, he just was like, come model for my car. I went to shows, and I went, and then, you know, you just meet people, and yeah, like just kind of.
So that was like your start into the industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. And then obviously I started learning more and being into the scene, like as becoming really a model, because obviously, you know, before, like, I don't know how to pose, I don't know how to take photos with the cars, like I don't know any of this stuff. And I started learning, and eventually, you know, I finesse my way into getting paid to go to these shows,
right?
You know, as a model,
yeah.
Like, yay. You know, and so yeah.
So what was like your first like big car show? Do you remember, or like the one that you were just like, oh my god, I get to go to that?
You know what? I feel like that's crazy, because when you said like I didn't have this like I've made it that way, but I do remember. I don't remember the name of the show, but I like still have photos. I remember the first show that I went to. Like I remember like the experience. I can't remember the name or where it was, but I remember when I was like I'm a model basically.
This is cool. Like this is
like I'm doing it. Yeah. But I didn't have like, oh my god, I've made it. Like honestly, even like after I left, I was like, I still sometimes like I can't believe like I do, when I said finesse, I really mean like finesse my way into getting paid, because the reality is that a lot of the models you see there or online, like they don't get paid.
Oh really?
No.
Why?
I mean, you do a lot of the girls, especially the models, like they're not car girls. So they're just models, and they start doing these shows for exposure.
Okay. Right?
Because then like you start getting
like they can build a portfolio kind of thing. A
portfolio, you know, I guess an audience, like I don't know, social media following, for example. And for me, if anything, like I wanted to become a car model or be there because I wanted to be around the cars, because I truly am passionate about the car stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I can come here and hang out and do all this and get paid?
Right.
And, you know, it's like, it's no brainer for me. I don't know, but, you know, I mean, I do love it as a passion, but if I get paid, it's even better, you know? So that's kind of how, that's how that happens. So.
Oh, interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah, and you see a lot of the big models, again, they start there and they move on to other things, like they become DJs, they become like hosts of like whatever, you know, it's like, and it's just kind of like a platform. So for that reason, I think a lot, you know, most girls, and you know, when you start there, so you're like a nobody, you don't know how to post, you don't know how to you're nobody, you kind of go there and become something, you know, a model, and then you go on and
it's like your jumping off point. Your
exactly.
point A.
Like your starting point,
you
know. So, you know, we all start from somewhere in whatever it is that you're doing, and that for the car scene, for the models, that is the thing.
That's it. Okay.
And so for me, until this day, I'm like, I finessed my way into getting paid, because I'm just like, I know how I did it, but in my head sounds like, I don't know how I did that. Like I really became this thing that like they were paying me to go. Like, why well these companies paying me? I still can't believe it. But yeah.
That's cool. So you've been able to travel with like your modeling. So where's been like the coolest place you've been able to go to?
Well, the coolest will be when I met my partner.
Okay.
We'll get into that. But as a car model, I didn't travel so much for that work, because, you know, you have to be careful too. So I actually did not travel so much or travel too far for these events. But I know girls, you know, that you get flown, at least for now that I run the car club with my partner. You know, we fly the girls wherever it is that we're going. So, but just for me, I was very cautious as to like who was hiring me. I mean, again, like, don't get me wrong, like getting paid is nice, right? But I was always careful, like, okay, who?
Well, you never know. I mean, you don't want to become like a Dateline episode.
Exactly. No, I mean, maybe that's why I have these fears. Like it's a real thing.
Oh no, it's like it's scary out there. I was literally yesterday, my boyfriend and I, we've been watching we needed like a new show to binge because all of our shows are like off season. So we went to like Max and we went on the ID channel.
Mm-hmm.
We found that this what's it called? Oh, it's called like a House of Horrors or something, like Kidnapped, whatever.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It's fucking terrifying.
It's a similar show to the Zay one.
Yeah, but it was about this girl. She thought she was going to be like a traveling makeup artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so she went to the interview and she felt weird about it. So she went to leave and they pulled her into the car and it was a sex trafficking ring.
Right.
And she was stuck for like a year and a half until finally she like kind of earned their trust. So they gave her a phone. And then she was like, but at the same, like they like broke her down, and she was in this thing, and I was just like, oh my god, like I think I would have been too scared to go to the interview.
It can happen to anybody. Like,
anybody at any
makeup
time.
artist, like what?
Yeah,
I mean,
she just thought she was gonna like do makeup for like like some like not like big fashion shows, but just like.
But again, I mean, you start from somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere, and I was like.
Like, honestly, there were a few times where, like, people, I was messaging with companies or people, and it really felt weird. Like, whether like Texas, Arizona, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it felt weird, and I was like, yeah, I don't think so. Like, okay, well, especially if it's out of town, I'm like, okay, you're paying me my rate, my day rate, or whatever it is. And you're getting me like my own room and paying for my airfare. And again, when those details kind of started being talked about, there were some times that I felt like weird energy. So I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I should not go to that. And I didn't. So I turned down a lot of jobs for that reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean,
I know that girls get paid. I know some other girls. They go to Texas or whatever the shows are. Like even Hawaii. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's a
imagine
possibility,
but a quick free trip to Hawaii, like.
But what if it's not a quick free trip to Hawaii?
Right. No.
Right.
I'm just saying, like I've seen, we see some girls that have gone.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
those places even.
Okay, so you said you met your partner now.
Yeah.
Through a job. Let's talk about that because we like to talk about love.
Yeah. So okay, newsflash. I'm just kidding. I'm basically dating my boss. I'm just kidding.
That's always the most fun.
I mean, I always like to joke around because like I mean, I have gotten that before when people like you basically. I mean, like he runs a car club, and he hired me for one of his events, right? And basically that's how we met.
And that was 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Okay.
Yes. And sometimes when I have told this story to people, they're like, yeah, like you're I mean, I can tell you one vivid story. It was on a plane. This lady was sitting next to me, and I don't know why she felt enticed to start talking to me and just asking me questions. And long story short, I don't know why I was telling her that. I think it was maybe I was on the way to San Jose to see him that I was like telling her why I'm
like
going.
She asked you, why are you going here?
Yeah, I don't know. And then long story short, she basically gave me that like the side eye, and they're like the judge, like, oh, you're like. You're one of those, right? Like you're one of those.
Like, yes, I am, bitch.
And it's kind of, I'm like, that's what now make it like a funny thing for me. It's just like, yes, I'm one of those.
But also, like, we're going to San Jose. I'm having a conversation with you. Mind your goddamn business.
Right. You first of all, you're a stranger.
Yeah, like I don't need your little rude comments.
And I'm like, you're asking me questions,
Karen.
And like I guess being friendly and social, and then like I reciprocate, and you're being judgy, bitch.
Yeah, it's like she sought out a conversation to like be mean.
No, I mean, listen, this whole listen, I think I'm a feminist. But. There's this whole like world out there with more opinionated women.
I think that a lot of women hate women. Like
absolutely.
Women are we are our own
women
worst
hate women
enemies.
the most.
Yeah, like we should all band together and like become one and bring each other up and build each other and empower each other. And instead we tear each other down and we talk shit and we slut shame and we talk about looks and this and that. It's like, why can't we just all like build each other up and empower?
Like when you said like, oh, we love to talk about love, I'm like, basically I'm telling you my love story and you're judging me for it. Like,
yeah, like, lady,
you're right.
leave me alone.
But anyway, so yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, basically in the little technicalities, he hired me for one of his events, and I was, like it was one of the models, and we just like, hit it off. Like I know it's looked upon, like down, I guess, upon, or how was it?
Looked down upon?
Looked down upon to like that stuff, but first of all, it's not like it's like at a law firm or like
it's not like
I'm
you were
his
his secretary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, yes, it was my boss for like a day.
Yeah.
But anyways, point is, like these things happen, and so anyways, so it happened with us, and we just like, oh, I guess this is, and also, we were like, is this like a fling? Is this like a or not? And obviously, it turns out we were.
Right.
So but and I mean, honestly, I can still say I am banging my boss because now I help him in his like business, like he's
right.
Law firm basically. So yeah, I'm still banging my boss.
There you go, haha, lady on the plane.
I know, right?
Jeez.
You judgy bitches out there.
Judgy, so judgy. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, so after you met him, how long after that did you like leave the like car modeling industry?
About 2 years.
Okay.
I think.
So that's like a year ago. From like right now.
It feels longer, but yeah.
Time doesn't mean anything anymore.
I know. I have the worst like special time, but maybe even longer to be honest. Maybe like 2 years.
So what made you quit?
I know, right? It's so funny because even on my Instagram bio, I think I like changed. I was like, I think I'm a former car model because I was gonna like retire car. Like now that sounds old.
Retired sounds like like they forced you out.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Yeah, I would just do former.
Yeah, I think I have former because it's like I was focusing on the age. So I'm like retire. Like what? Am I 80?
Yeah.
But anyways, I mean the reason I think it was time. Honestly. I did it for so long. Like honestly, it's like I'm like usually modeling in general, you don't do it that long.
Yeah.
And especially a place where, like I said, most girls just start there. I was there. I started in like 2015, and so I'm like I had a long trajectory, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the shows are kind of like the same shows, a lot of the same cars, the same like builds that the people show in their cars and stuff. And I don't know, I think I was going through my healing journey and obviously like my personal development now, I guess.
Yeah.
That I just didn't feel the same connection, I still obviously love the cars and the passion and the hobby and the like events, but I guess I lost a little bit of the
passion,
the wow,
the drive,
or the drive, because I did it for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, just getting serious with my partner. I guess in a way I was like, I shouldn't be a thing of like lust anymore. I don't know.
Like it's only for his eyes.
Yeah. Like, obviously when you're doing these things, like obviously a lot of people like admire you and look up to you, and obviously there's
I remember
I wasn't like a superstar. But
I remember what year, I can't remember what year it was, but you gave me a calendar that you were in.
Dude, I was gonna say when you met me, probably were like, this girl's full of shit.
No, we were already friends at that point.
I give you one of my own?
You gave me one of the calendar. I'm trying to remember what year.
But you still have it? You don't.
No.
Hater.
Well, I was like, is it pre-pandemic or post-pandemic? I don't remember. But
I think it was before.
I think, I want to say it was 2019.
Oh my gosh, so I kind of forgot about it. I forgot about it.
But I want to say you were like July.
It was one of my biggest gigs.
Or something.
It was one of my biggest gigs.
Yeah. But I had the calendar, but it's not. We're 2025 now, lady.
It's memorabilia. You don't know. I could have become this like superstar, really.
Well, you didn't sign it for me, so I guess it doesn't even matter.
Well, you didn't ask me to sign it. I could sign it right now. I'm just kidding.
Pull one out.
But that's so funny you mentioned that, because that was see now that was like, oh my god, that was one of my biggest moments as a car model, like being in magazines and like a calendar.
Yeah.
That was still have mine, by the way. I have a frame. It's on the floor right now, but I frame mine.
It's on the floor right now.
Well, when I moved to my place, I never put it up, and it's just been there behind the door. But but yes, that is one of my biggest moments. Like,
okay, so how about you send me a picture of it so I can post it
on
my story so that they know what we're talking about. And also tell me what month it was, because I want to say you were July.
I can't remember. Yeah. I was in 2 months, but like.
Okay.
I'm the center. I'm the, what do I call
the centerfold.
I'm the centerfold.
Ooh, so playboy of you.
I know, right? So yeah, I'm in 2 months, but yeah, one is the centerfold.
Yeah.
And I think it's July. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I remember.
Oh my, you're a good friend.
Cheers!
Cheers! She's a good friend. I mean, I knew that, but now you're like really proving it.
Duh.
Wow, what a great memory.
That was a good memory.
No, I mean, like, it's, like, truly that was like, now that was a moment where it's like, I made it. Like, I'm a car model, people. I'm the centerfold of a calendar.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing now? Now that you've left.
Now that I'm retired.
Now that you're retired.
I know. Well, mostly, it's funny because when people ask me, like, oh, what do you do? You know,
I hate that question.
Like I know, right? Like
what do you do? I try my best every day.
My
That's
best.
what I do.
My best. You know, again, as a joke, I mean, it's true, but as a feminist joke, like I'm a stay-home girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do nothing all day.
Yeah.
I just
sit there and
with my
look pretty.
cats.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of things. You know, I still try to keep up with my social media, like doing like digital marketing, just content in general. In general, but I'm still trying to find my way into like what I'm doing on social media. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because
social media is really hard. You're
Welcome
talking
to
to someone who's like clawing their way through like
imagine
social
like
media.
I've been doing it for years,
Forever,
I don't know how long, and now like I'm struggling.
Yeah.
You know, especially because like I went from like again being this car model, doing all these like fun things on the weekends and like this and that, to now I'm like nothing. Like I wash dishes, I do laundry, you know, I like bathe my kids.
Yeah.
But truly though, I mean, I do a lot. You know, I also help my partner with his car club.
What kind of car club does he have?
So he has an exotic car club.
Okay. Because I see you post like videos of like you guys like in these like cool cars, and so I was like, oh, what's she doing?
Yeah, so he has an exotic car club.
Okay.
But more importantly, it's a rally car club, meaning like we don't just go places and sit and hang out. I mean, we do, but his events are mostly rallies, which means, you know, we like drive. We do long drives.
Okay.
And like sometimes, I think the latest one was, you know, we started in San Diego and we drove to like Palm Springs to LA, and you know, there's like 2-3 days
that's cool.
of like rallying.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So you know, when there's events, obviously like I help him with a lot of the stuff, like either like creating the merch or help him with like just like little details. You know, now I organize the models that we hire for our events. And so we do that, and then also I help him with his business, I guess, in the personal injury attorneys world. And so, you know, like I just help him. Listen, if you ask me, like what do you do? I'm the unpaid assistant, unpaid translator, unpaid, you know, unpaid everything. So, you know, it's like yes,
and have your hand in everything.
Yeah,
at the moment.
like I am a stay-home girlfriend, but then I also do a lot of stuff from home. I guess I don't know. And again, you know, whatever he's doing, then you know, I'm helping him and supporting him. So I guess that's the best way I can describe it. I don't, you know.
I love that. Yeah, I hate the question. What do you do? I'm just trying to live, lady.
Girl, imagine like in his personal injury world, like I'm surrounded by like doctors and attorneys all the time, and you know, I dress up nice. I like to he's wearing a suit, and I don't want to wear a suit. You know, I like take it as my opportunity to dress nice, like I look like I have a job. Really though, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, are you an attorney too?" And I'm just like,
"Yep."
No,
I would be like, I am. Thank you.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
I know, right? Well, I like
Harvard.
Like, no, I'm just the pretty face next to him. You know. Yeah.
Like, he just rented me for the night. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. But again, I it's like I do nothing, but I do a lot of things.
Yeah. No, I don't picture. I know you well. I can't see you sitting at home staring at the wall.
Yeah.
That's not like the type of person that you are. You know, you can't just do nothing. So I don't believe you're just a stay-at-home girlfriend. Even though we do like.
But again, you know, I like to like just to piss off people. You know, just like, yes, I'm banging my boss, and yes, I'm a stay-at-home girlfriend.
Right.
No, I'm just the pretty thing next
for the
to
haters.
Yeah, I mean, hate it or not, it's just like, earlier when you asked me like why I left the car industry, I think the real reason is, I'm at a stage in my life that I'm like, okay, I'm moving into the next stage. And, I guess you can't be all of these other things while you're still doing all of these other things, So I'm transitioning into womanhood.
Yeah. I mean, you just had you had your 30th birthday.
You're not supposed to say that.
Whatever. We already called out my age already.
Bitch.
But it's like, it's like now it's like, okay.
No, but
we're figuring it out. Now we're just trying to figure it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
We're just like moving on.
I mean, truly, I am in my 30s, and yes, I still look good, I guess, for a model. I mean, I have a few friends that are even older than me that are still doing it. And it's like, obviously, as long as you look great, then I guess you're fine.
Yeah, you can do it as long as you can.
For me, I just ready, I'm moving into the next stage of my life, and I guess that part really is growing up and just becoming a woman, I am 30.
Yeah.
We're in our 30s, people. Well, so my partner is a personal injury attorney.
Yes.
And, so now part of the work that I do now with him, he does a lot of seminars where he's a speaker.
Oh, okay.
And, I mean, honestly, just in general, I have gotten into it more. It's kind of funny, right? Because it's still kind of with cars, but different and more I guess less fun and more serious, I guess, because so now I guess what I do, I'm passionate about this because I've learned so much through him and the cases and the clients that we have. And for me, I feel like, first of all, a lot of people get really hurt in the car accidents, and it's I mean, really, I guess to me, it's I need a lot of mental stimulation, okay?
Yeah.
And then a lot of stimulation in general. So this is very, again, it was something new, something different, with the car stuff, I know it all, I've done it all, So when I met him and he started telling me more about his work, and I just, again, just supporting him, going with him to places, seminars, reunions, dinners, whatever, I've gotten more into that. And I'm passionate because, I've seen a lot of clients that get really hurt, and they're just not enough coverage on the insurance. So, we do deal a lot with the insurances. We're not in the insurance business, but kind of. He's the attorney that represents.
Yeah, I mean, it's all kind of intertwined.
Right.
If someone's hurt in a car accident, or any kind of accident actually, but yeah.
Right. And it's just so many layers to that, unless you've been in that situation, you don't know. And I find it fascinating because I feel most people drive every day. And you get into your car every single day of your life, for however amount of time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that you don't know, if you have, quickly, I'm gonna go through some of the things. If you say oh, I have full coverage, now I've learned, that doesn't mean anything.
Oh, okay. Because
you can have full coverage but have shady coverage, meaning the amount of money available,
right, to cover.
And again, we've seen so many people horrible accident, and then there's just a minimum, again, it's full coverage but a minimum policy.
Okay.
And they're just nothing we can do,
right?
And some people are hurt for life. They are not just her, but disabled,
Yeah.
And so you see, I'm very emotional, and so I take things personal, and I don't like to see people hurt. I always want you to win. I'm like the bigger sister, I'm I want everyone to succeed. And so when I see some of these cases, it's passionate to me.
Yeah.
And anyway, so to not make it too sad, I feel there's a lot of knowledge that it should be
readily available.
Right, everyone should know this, because again, you make your payments every month.
Yeah.
And you get in your car every day, and you don't know these stuff, and it's not your fault. It's just how the industry,
the system has set it up so that
and
you're ill-informed.
Right, and unless you have been into that situation, and and if you maybe have had an attorney, because a lot of people get into accidents and they don't hire attorneys.
Right.
And, you know, you don't always have to, but I think it's important to consult. You know, I know there's a lot of stigma about attorneys, right? Like they just want to take your money and this and that. I think personal injury is different because, you know, we don't get paid until
you get paid.
Until you win. So until you get paid, then I don't get paid,
right?
And the doctors don't get paid. And guess what? Something that say, for by any chance, like the insurance doesn't pay, then nobody gets paid. And we've done all this work.
Right.
So, you know, honestly, sometimes my partner, it's an interesting industry to be in because you go like long periods of time and you don't see a check coming in.
Right.
You know, I mean, my partner has his own firm, like it doesn't work for anyone else.
It's his practice.
It's his practice. So, you know, sometimes if the cases don't settle, then there's no money coming in. Right, like you just, you know, and you still have to pay bills and, you know, all these expenses and the workers, right? Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting. But point is, you know, like a lot of people don't hire attorneys, and you know, even if you don't hire us, which you should, but you know, I think you should consult. Like if you're ever into a car accident, you should at least try and don't
to get like an outsider's opinion.
No, to contact an attorney or 2 or 3. To be honest, like you need. Another part of the work which is so interesting to me is because with my partner, you know, I mean, I think not just because I love him, but I think he's a really good attorney. You know, and he really thinks outside the box, and we do get a lot of cases where like other attorneys didn't want it.
Okay.
Like we've had clients where say like we call so and so and so and so, and like we call like 3-5 different people, and they all said no, like you don't have a case, like you know. And then, you know, we hear about it and we like hear the story and it's like, no, we can work with this. There's something to be done.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I guess a lot of this, like if you are into an accident and, for example, allegedly or partial, like it's your fault, for example, like the police comes and they put you at fault. We can still work with that.
Okay.
A lot of firms, they will just straight up turn it down and be like, you're at fault. You caused the accident. And if you got hurt, then sorry.
Right.
But again, you know, there's more details to be discussed, but we can, you know, we usually, we have many cases where like the client was at fault.
Okay.
Or, I mean, again, there's like different little things. Like, I'm passionate because, you know, yes, of course, you know, we love to get paid and make money, but we are helping people, you know, like 3-5 lawyers said no. Yeah. And then we get it and we get them a lot of money. It's like, you know, again, if you win, I win. Like, right? You know what I mean?
It's
like,
a win-win situation.
Yeah, like at least to me, I'm very happy when you know we say even like little settlements. I'm like, yay! You know?
Yeah, something
like we did. You know, we won or we did something. You know, sometimes a lot of the clients they have like really sad stories. You know, I mean, like once you start talking to them on a daily basis or like discussing details about their lives because of this accident, how it affected them, like somehow you start learning more about them, and you know there's a lot of need and a lot of hurt and a lot of, you know, sadness out there. Yeah. And you know, obviously money doesn't buy it all or makes everything better, but sometimes like for a lot of these people, a lot of the clients, you know, it's a lot. Yeah. Like, it's a good push. It's like, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
It's what they needed to get it going again.
Yeah. Like, and again, you know, sometimes it's not always the case, but, and again, even if it's not a big settlement, like, hey, you get, you know, a couple grand, like, again, a lot of people don't know if they're gonna be able to pay rent tomorrow, like you know, like next month. Yeah. So to have a little bit extra, like I just love that, you know. I like, I don't know if it like means anything to anybody else or like, but to me, like I'm happy to be able to help people. Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
See, that's just who you are though. You're just like want to help people. You were good natured.
Yeah, I think I'm good natured.
I think you are. I don't know. I mean,
I will show it, I guess, but I think so. You know, I always want to see you win. Yeah, I always want everyone to win.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's a good segue into our next one.
Okay.
I always come to you for if I need advice, and I feel like you've asked me for advice.
Yes.
And now we have I picked two. Here, like,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like now we can like help others.
yeah,
if we
we're
will.
gonna help others.
I love that.
All right,
yeah.
so I picked two. These aren't
Okay.
the only ones that
were submitted. They were just the ones that I grabbed. One I thought was a little fun, and then the second I was like, it's scandalous. It's a scandal. All right, first one. Well, I'm intrigued for both, but who's the scandalous?
Okay, so the scandalous was unsigned. It was anonymous.
Well, let's leave that for last.
It is.
Okay.
The first one is from Sarah Lee. She says, "Hi, Emily."
Sarah Lee.
Sarah Lee.
She gave her name.
Yeah, they get.
I
say to sign it. If you want to stay anonymous, let me know, or
Okay.
you can just sign it.
Sarah Lee.
Sarah
what a brave
Lee.
soul. I'm just kidding.
Sarah Lee says, "Hi, Emily and Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wanting to start my own business, but I don't know if I should. I've been working in corporate America, and I hate it. It's soul devouring. I've always been a really creative person and feel like that is my passion. How do I get over my fear and just get out there?" Sarah Lee.
Wow, Sarah. That's deep. I, as a creative, like I still struggle every day making that decision.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds so cliche and so like maybe not like it's boring, but like I always think back of the Nike slogan.
Just do it.
And you just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, like we were, before we even started recording, you and I were talking about how I was like so hesitant to, like, you were like, why did you want to do this? Yeah. And I was like, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I've been like, now that I'm thinking back on it, I remember talking about this with you. Like I was like texting with you about it. And this was like way back when I lived in my other apartment. And I was like, I don't know, it was like pre-pandemic. So like maybe like 2018 or something. And I was just like, that would be so much fun to start a podcast. It's been in my brain for a long time. It's just a matter of doing it. But doing it is scary because you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
You got to hope people like it. And if they don't like it, oh my God, they're not going to like it. And then they're going to, it's, it's like you have to just get over your own fear. And like you said, just do it. Just.
And it's a really scary thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, especially
you're making
for
yourself
Sarah,
vulnerable.
Like, you already made this life, right? You have you went to school for this. You have this job. You have this thing. It's kind of like for me, right? Like I had my world made around the car scene and being a car model, and then I like, it's a little different, like less scary, right? But like, to like.
But you're leaving a stability for instability.
Right. Like something I knew what I was doing, and again, I knew I wasn't going to do it forever. But again, like I had my world made basically, and now it's like I don't, it's like all over the place.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's scary, but you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it, Sarah. And here's the worst part. Like it's not the best answer I can give, I guess, because I'm trying to be positive, but. You can fail.
It's not always going to be successful right off the bat.
Like obviously I wish you all the best, and I want to encourage you and send you all the good vibes that you can do it. Like if you really, and again, so cliche, if you put your heart into it. But like like I'm big on the manifestation world, I guess, and you gotta have faith. Like if you have the calling in your heart, if you just know that's what you want to do, then you should do it.
Yeah.
And it's a feeling.
And even if you want to start small, like you still want to keep your corporate
right.
job.
Like I was saying, you don't have to always
like you don't have to
your job.
You'll go all in. Just like start small, and then just kind of like build it. And then when you feel comfortable, if you have like a pillow, like a cushion to lean on, like financial wise, where you can quit your job and you can put all your energy into this project. Then do that, but just like start small, and then just kind of start small, and then work your way up. Because
I mean, you hear a lot of stories about like entrepreneurs that either do go full, like quit my job, and like and they have these, I don't know, true or not, like I have these they have these stories like, I couldn't pay rent, and then that's when like the biggest thing happened.
And then I made $1 million. It's like, damn.
And that's great for you, but again, the reality also is that that doesn't happen to everyone. Yeah. And so like don't quit your corporate job just yet, but definitely make the time.
Start small.
Start
just
doing it.
Let it build.
Whatever it is, like you start working on it, and again, you do hear on the other side, like some entrepreneurs will say like, I was doing both at the same time, and once they felt comfortable to leave whatever
Their
they're
day job.
doing, than to fully, to like make sure that they're gonna succeed. Because again, the reality is that like not everyone succeeds.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they take a long time too. I've seen like influencers talk about when they say like it took like 10 years of like posting content. And
right. Which we're hoping that's not the case.
I know, right?
Hold on, wait.
Please like, comment, and share, please.
Yeah. Please follow us.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, like it's scary.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just we wish you well and just do it.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, so just start it. And if the first one fails, then you just try again.
Continue. I mean, and that's another thing about entrepreneurship, that you start doing it, and like failure, even though it sucks. I mean,
it doesn't feel good.
Right. It's not a failure. Like you should learn from that.
Mm-hmm.
And like if something goes bad, then you tweak and you just keep going.
Yeah.
So again, just have faith and do it.
All right, you ready for the next one? The scandal one?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yes. Let's do
it. Yeah, let's cheers real quick before we
cheers.
answer this.
What did she give her name, or he?
She's anonymous.
Okay, well, cheers to anonymous. It's okay.
Okay. Anonymous says, the subject line was, my friend is cheating on her husband.
Girl, stop it.
This is the question. Okay, so this is complicated, but I have a tight-knit circle of about 6 people. My husband and myself, my friend and her husband, and 2 others.
Another couple, I assume.
I don't know, she just said 2 others. My friend recently told me she's been having an emotional affair with a coworker for about a year, and it recently turned physical. I told her she needs to stop or tell her husband, and she said she will, but she hasn't yet. My fear is if it comes out that I knew and didn't say anything, I will become the bad guy. What should I do?
Wait, because obviously she's friends with both.
Yeah,
right?
it's like it seems like it's
and the husband.
Yeah, it seems like it's a close knit circle of.
Yeah.
She says tight knit circle of 6 people.
Right, which is why I also assume the 6 people is like
I would assume
a couple, because
yeah,
now like I have most of my friends.
They're couple friends.
Like,
yeah.
Literally, my partner and I talk about like if you don't have you're not in a serious relationship, like you're weird.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's just weird. Like if everyone's a couple and then you like someone doesn't, it's a little odd. But anyways, first of all, I want to say I don't mean to be judgy, because you were talking. I'm like, and I don't want to seem like in the video like, oh my gosh, she's judging. Like you haven't even finishing the question. It's so crazy because my partner and I just had this conversation, and we decided. Well, he told me that this actually happened to him.
Ooh.
I know, right? We're just like, ooh. Listen, my partner and I have very intellectual conversations. Like,
yeah. Well, no, I'm not saying ooh did that. I'm saying ooh it happened.
No, I'm saying like it's, and I don't know how we got into this subject, but he told me like this actually happened to him.
Okay.
I mean,
what did he do?
I come up with these like questions of the day, and I just get like random stuff, and I probably ask like. Right, like if you know that one of our friends, just like anybody, like my friends, like is cheating on someone, well, like would you say something? And we talked about it, and he said he wouldn't,
because it's not his business.
Because this happened to him,
and he didn't say anything, or he did say something and it blew up in his face.
And he said something, and it blew up on his face, and he lost his friendship.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and so. First, I don't know what my answer was back then, but now I have decided not to tell also.
Right. I feel like if you had like a loyalty to like the husband first, then
right, there's a hierarchy.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like if there was like that's my best, like that husband was my best friend, and
like maybe like for example, like you and I were friends before, like our partners, so
Yeah, so like
yeah.
Sorry, babe. If I was cheating on him, you wouldn't go tell him.
Well, now after
you're like, well, now
conversation with my partner, I won.
Right.
Don't come asking me.
Right. So yeah, it's
so
hard.
It's
but also,
hard
like if they make you the bad guy, they're just looking for a scapegoat for their own issues. Why are you all of a sudden the bad guy and not the person who's having the emotional and physical affair?
First of all, right, like it's more to that because then for me I'm like, okay, well, if I don't say anything, but let's say right, like Bob, then he finds out that I knew, not that like, you know, that happened, like that I knew and I didn't say anything, and obviously I consider both of you my friends, but you're more my friend than him, but still, you know, like if he finds out, like if let's say you're having an affair and I just don't say anything, and then he doesn't make anything of it, but if he knows that I knew and I didn't tell him, you know, that's the difference. Because what if he doesn't know that I knew?
Right. But it's like, I know, that's like such like a tangled web. It's like
so hard. It's
the fact
so
that you're friends with, that you and your husband are friends with both of them. I wonder,
right.
I'm assuming her husband, like the girl who wrote in, I'm assuming her husband doesn't know. Because it's not like they're coming at it as like, we are two people that know we're in this together. So she's kind of floating on her own boat right now.
Yeah.
I would say maybe talk to your husband.
No. Listen, I'm glad you brought it up because I was gonna say I don't know. Listen, not that I tell, like, if you tell me a secret, I'm gonna run and tell my partner, but I do. Tell him a lot.
I run a lot by him, like, because I need a sounding board. Otherwise, the thoughts are bouncing in my own head, and I got like two brain cells up here, and they're just like fighting each other. So I need a calm, level-headed perspective, which is what he is to my frantic voice.
Sure. But anyways, it's so complicated, but I just wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think I would more.
Oh wait, can you elaborate on the hierarchy? For example, like,
so like,
obviously this sounds like it's like her friend, like
I don't know the hierarchy. I was just giving an example.
No, but I'm saying like if like answer to the question, right? Like,
so like if she,
it sounds like it was like, you know, it sounds like she's a girl, first of all.
Yeah, it was a girl.
This is okay. That it's a girl, and then that her
girlfriend
told her, right? So it's the two females, and obviously the guys are not involved.
Correct.
It's just rough, right? Because like you're trusting me with this information.
Yeah, and you don't want to go against her trust. I think what I would
first of all, I just wouldn't say anything. First of all, because I don't want to break your the trust that you've given me.
Yeah.
With that, because it's not so much like trusting gossip, but like obviously this is a very serious.
Yeah, it seems like she hasn't told anyone else.
Like I'm confiding in you, and like not just to like tell you, but maybe like get confident, like, oh my gosh, like I don't, you know what I mean? There's
and
like
maybe
the emotional, right? And then if like you turn and like basically blow up my thing.
So I think what I would do is I would go to your friend, the one who's having the affair, and just say like, look, you need to stop this. And if you're not,
first of all, listen, like, this is where friendship is hard because, like,
I think I would just more like
first of all,
push
as a
her
friend, like it's kind of hard. Like I will not be comfortable to. I will tell you like what I think you should do.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like friendship means, at least to me, that no matter what you do, like I'm there, girl.
Yeah,
like,
if
you're making some like dumbass decisions out there, but it's like I'm there to hold you when that blows up in your face. I'm here to hold you, type of thing. You know, like that's just me. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to lose that friendship. Yeah. I mean, it's this is crazy.
It's hard.
Then you're not just breaking up the relationship between like the friendship with the like friends. Yeah. But then like marriages, and then the entire group.
Yeah, this entire group
like the entire group is gonna
implode. It's gonna fall apart.
Don't say anything, girl.
I wouldn't say anything. I would just talk
just don't say anything, and if anything comes up, just pretend.
I would just talk to the friend that's having the affair and just be like, I think you need, if you don't want to come clean, you really just need to end it and commit to your relationship. But if you don't want to commit to your relationship and you want to see this affair through, whatever that may be, or maybe you don't even want to see it through, you just don't think you should be married anymore, then that's your path, but you can't keep up the lie. Yeah. Not that I'm going to say anything, but
listen, this is coming back full circle for me, because remember at the beginning when I was like, see, I'd rather not know.
Yes.
Bitch, don't tell me shit that like then I'm like, I'm good, you know what I mean? Like, just don't tell me. And see, if I don't know, then I don't have to.
You're like I have nothing to say. Straight up ignorant. Ignorance is very bliss.
Exactly. So yeah, don't say.
Yeah, don't say anything. Because it's messing up too many dynamics.
I think what I want to get to is like, I mean, obviously if she's sending this inquiry, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's eating at her too.
Yeah.
Right? Like having the secret.
Yeah, she's.
So if it's bothering you, just say, you know what, like, you cannot, like, I'd rather not know anymore. I don't want to know more details.
Right.
If it's weighing on you, then I think you should tell your friend to not tell you anymore. That's
right.
You
don't feel comfortable knowing.
It's a big one to put on someone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think that was good.
I think it was good.
I mean, yeah, it was very energetic at the beginning, but
it's heavy.
It's
it's
a good one.
It's nerve wracking. Yeah, I get. Yeah, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
There's too many lives at risk for this one lie that you don't want to be the bearer of bad news, because everyone shoots the messenger.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah.
I'm telling you, my partner, he straight up, like, with no hesitation or nothing, he was like, I won't. And I was like, wait, no, you gotta tell me more, like.
Yeah.
And then he told me the story, and I was like, yeah, no, you're right. Like, like, his friend didn't believe him.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't even think about that. Like,
right, like his friend was like, why? Yeah, the denial. Right. His friend, they're no longer friends, but like the guy was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you doing this? Like, it's not. And then, like I said, obviously, then he's the bad guy, like making shit up, and it's
right. All right. Well, that was a good one, Anonymous.
That was an amazing one.
Write back in and let us know if there's any developments, updates. Hopefully,
yeah. Like, I need to know more of this story.
I know. I wish I could have like emailed her back and been like,
"Can you elaborate a little more?"
Yeah, I need more details. Okay, so obviously you're great at the advice. Now we need your gremlin story.
Oh my gosh. Forgot I had to do that. My gremlin story. Well, my gremlin story was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I actually feel like I love at least the one that I chose to share with you.
Yeah.
I love it because I had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's still one of the best times of my life. I was high. I don't know if that was a surprise to anybody. But it was my first time being that kind of high. And I still, like, remember to this, like, I feel like I'm feeling the feeling right now. Like, I loved everybody. I loved everything.
You were having a great time.
No, it's crazy because, like, obviously I am, like, tough love. Like, I don't show my love and affection. And I think at some point I have said, like, I love you and I'm sorry if I don't say that enough to, like, you and, like, to all of my friends and my family. I just, there's a lot of traumas. I was going to say some, but there's a lot. And, that time, it's crazy because it's kind of special for me too, because I feel like I was just so free to tell everybody. I think I kissed you.
You did. Yeah, we shared a couple like drunk and
like
smooches
on the lips. Like, I think
you were
like Bex.
I love you.
Yeah,
I was like,
this
is such a great time.
And I just loved everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how that's a gremlin story, but
it's just a fun story.
Yeah, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Right, it was great up until
it wasn't
sober. Yeah, until it wasn't, because then I guess I was just sober. I don't know how else to explain.
Like we were.
It was like like you have like a really high, and then the low.
You got crashed at some time. Yeah, So we were out partying and like having fun, and then you really wanted to go to breakfast, and I was like, we're not going to breakfast. It was
one of those nights that turned into morning.
Yeah, we've become like Sanderson sisters, like the sun is coming up. Oh God,
I know.
So
that's the thing about me, like I can always eat.
Yeah, so I was like,
down to eat.
I was like, we're not going to breakfast. It was you, myself, and another friend. We're like, we're gonna go back to my house.
Yeah,
I had to go pack because I was going to Vegas that day.
Don't remember that part.
So
actually, no, you want I do, and then our other friend and I just stayed in.
Yeah, so I was like, you guys. I was like, I'm gonna leave. You guys hang out.
Yeah.
And then you were
Get sober, whatever.
Yeah, so I was like, get sober, chill. I'm gonna rally.
Sleep
I'm
it
gonna
off.
shower.
How did
rally.
you do that, by the way?
Girl, I used to be a machine. If you asked
I
me
know,
to do
right?
it,
Like, again, the good old days.
if you asked me to do it right now, I'd be like, I can't move.
Girl, no, I can't do like 2
Mm-mm.
margaritas at
No.
dinner anymore.
So I rallied, and then I went to go get in the shower, and you came like, you were like a little toddler. You waddled up to me, you were like,
I want to say I ordered it. I ordered food.
no.
I didn't. You
No.
didn't let me.
No, I didn't. No, you
It was
wanted
one
to
of
go
those
somewhere.
like, you're not gonna be hungry.
You're not
soon.
gonna
I'm
be
like,
hungry soon.
no,
but
I'm
you
hungry.
waddled up to me, you're like, I don't feel good.
Oh.
And I was like, you don't feel good.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't feel good. I was like, okay, let's go to the bathroom.
And see, that's
and
why
was
I
like,
wanted to eat too, cause like I like food fixes everything, man.
Girl, yeah, no. And then I just put you to bed. I put you both into my bed and tucked you guys in.
Yeah.
I think I put on Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Don't
You
remember
guys
that.
passed out, and then I asked another friend of ours, Jackie. She's been on the podcast before. She lives down the street. I was like, hey, look, okay, I have a situation.
So some parts I don't remember. I was
like,
walking out.
I gotta leave to Vegas in like an hour.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave these two in my apartment. She had a key
Mm-hmm.
to that place. I was like, can you just go check on them,
Yeah.
like
Make sure
before you
they're
go to
alive.
work, and just like make sure like they're good, like
Yeah.
they're fine. She's like, I got you. And she said that she went in and that she was like that.
I left
you
first.
both. Yeah, she said that you were trying to get up and like go, but that you were
Yeah.
like, I think I'm gonna sit for a little longer, and that she was like, okay. She's like, do you guys? She
Yeah.
gave you guys some water. I think she brought you
It
guys
was
like
one of those,
Gatorade or
like,
something.
the beginning was wonderful. Again, like
Oh no, we had
best memory.
a great
But then
time.
it was bad. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
bad.
Because your
But
serotonin
also,
levels are.
I mean, it was like a lot of kinds of uncomfortable. Like obviously, I have been in your place, but I'm.
It's
always
not your
comfortable.
home.
It's not my home.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I'm like having all these feelings, all these like crazy.
Brand
like,
new feelings.
I'm already uncomfortable inside.
Yeah.
And I'm in a like uncomfortable like environment. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, this is not my place. It was a lot of
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
That's a good
But
gremlin
yeah.
story. But we
It's
had
like
fun
that
that day.
because I'm like it's like a nice gremlin story.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I said, because she was worried. She was like, what does it have to be? She's like, do I have to like turn into another person? I'm like, no, you just have to
I
like.
mean, listen, I have had my other gremlin story was where like I actually turn into this like.
You can tell that one if you want.
Maybe next time. But yeah, I chose to go with that one.
Yeah, I thought that was a good because that was the one I was like talking to you about when
But
we
you
were.
said it doesn't always have to be
It's like a bad story.
like a bad story.
Yeah, it's
I
just
feel
like-
most. I don't know, when I think gremlin, I think like you turn to this like crazy bitch,
Like an evil?
or like out
Like
of
a little
control. Yeah, and I was definitely like it was a nice demon for me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was an angel.
You were a little angel
I was a little
floating
angel.
around.
Yes,
Yeah,
but yeah, that was fun.
that was a good time.
I'm telling you. I don't want to say that I've been trying to recreate that, but some other times that I got high
Yeah.
again, like that's all I wanted again.
Yeah,
It's like that. What?
we need
I
a
don't know if
certain
that's
cocktail.
everyone's- I know, right? I get, and I don't
I don't know.
what it
anyone.
was, but
I know what it was.
no, I know what it was. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't. I wasn't just high. We were drinking.
Mhm.
It was like obviously staying up all night. It was a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. Like it wasn't just that one thing.
No.
And again, I've obviously done it
Other times.
and I did not feel that for a long time.
No.
They always say like the first.
Maybe it was just the
one.
mindset.
Maybe because the thing is like, at that time, the first time I didn't know what to expect. So I
Right.
was just going with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, obviously I was already like in a dark,
Right.
emotionally, like not very well. But somehow it was good. But yeah, the other times were not very good.
Yeah. Well, cheers to the
To good gremlin
to the
stories.
good gremlin story. Yes.
Yay.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Well, that's pretty much the end of the episode. Let's tell people where to find you.
You can find me at home with my cats.
Not physically.
All of my social medias are at Miss Linnye. That's MISSLINYEH. Yeah. If you, I guess, find me and you, I guess, like my content,
Yeah.
follow. But yeah, I posted Instagram, LTK, TikTok,
Mhm.
and Threads, and and someone else posting on YouTube too. Just whatever you're comfortable, like whatever platform you like at Miss Linier. And yeah, I'm there.
There you go. And then you can find the podcast at Emily to Grammarly Pod on Instagram and TikTok. You can also watch this episode, Emily to Grammarly Pod on YouTube. Every time I say it, it's always a mouthful.
I was gonna you gotta keep the same. The same.
Everything's the same.
Everything.
Everything's the same. It's just me saying it out loud. I'm like, I've become like mush mouth.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to email us a gremlin story, if you need an advice question, anything like that, you can email me, emilytogrammarlypod@gmail.com. Also, wherever you're listening, make sure to rate this podcast 5 stars. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Listen Notes. I keep going through all of them.
Wherever you're listening. Yeah, whatever you like.
5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. All right, let's cheers out.
Cheers.
And thank you so much for coming. I love you.
Episode 11.
Cheersies.